Concussions are a hot-button topic around the world, and today the Hilton Hotel played host to the second annual DSBN Concussion Summit.
Well, there's a couple of things that we want to make sure that we do. One thing is to help our student athletes, of course, to be safe, and also the coaches to help understand concussions better and to manage concussions a little bit better. We're also helping on all of Ontario. We've got coaches and health professionals and teachers and administrators from all across Ontario.
And how has it grown over the last couple of years?
Well, this year I think we had about 40% more participation than we did last year. I know it's a big issue not only in the United States but across Canada and all professional sports, and I think that's where a lot of the media increases the participation at our conference.
And why is Chris Nowinski an important person to bring in to speak here?
Well, Chris has got a lot of experience, and quite lately he's had probably at the forefront at identifying CTE and the long-term effects of concussions.
Well, I got in through personal experience. I was a college football player and then went on to WWE as a wrestler. And unfortunately my career was ended in the summer of '03 by a bad concussion that I unfortunately made much worse by lying about it for many weeks. And when I was trying to get better, started digging into the concussion literature and realized that I didn't know nearly enough, and we should change how we play sports to protect the brain.
And you co-founded the Sports Legacy Institute out of this. What became of that, and how has it grown since you founded it?
Yeah, the Sports Legacy Institute is a charity that's really focused on two things. One is understanding the long-term consequences of all these hits to the head, and that's a disease called chronic traumatic encephalopathy, which we can't diagnose in living people, so we have a brain bank. We study people after they pass away, and we can't treat. So we're focused on finding a treatment for CTE, in the meantime preventing long-term bad consequences, and that means education, that means policy reform, that means changing how we play the game so that kids get all the good parts about sports, but they don't walk away with permanent brain damage.
You used to be a former wrestler yourself. Chris Benoit, one of the wrestlers that passed away, your team studied his brain. What were your conclusions from him?
Yeah, unfortunately, my old colleague Chris Benoit was suffering from chronic traumatic encephalopathy when he took the life of his family and then took his own life. He was a great guy when I met him 5 years prior, and I actually worked with him in the ring a bit. And to see that downfall really opened up my eyes to the urgency of both raising awareness about this disease, helping people get treatment or help in some way for it, but also preventing it, because a guy that young with that much brain damage is scary.
250 participants attended the two-day conference and learned various tools to bring back to their respective schools.
Well, I came to the conference as a principal with the District School Board of Niagara. I came to learn about concussions, specifically how to prevent them and risk management strategies. We'll take that back to share with staff. We'll share that with our parent council as well, and also with colleagues. That's some really important messages from this that we've learned from this conference.
There's a big stigma out there about concussions, and I think a lot of that is being addressed, and so far, we're looking at concussions as being treatable, not just by practices, but implementation of correct techniques and stuff like that, and getting out the stigmas of going out to hurt people kind of thing, and getting the kids to believe in that, and taking care of each other.
My mission here is to educate, but the other one is really to inspire, because the coaches are here because they care, and now we have to give them the tools and realize they need to be an advocate for these children. So that starts with educating. They're here to educate themselves. Now they need to educate the kids and the parents, and it's very, very hard to educate a child about concussions because it's not intuitive. It doesn't cause pain. It doesn't bleed. So along with education, we've got to also work to prevent, and that means really hitting them in the head fewer times. Whether it's football, you're practicing less, whether it's ice hockey and you're severely penalizing blows to the head, we need to work so this doesn't happen. Well, we've created some resources to help out athletes. One is, if you do have a concussion, we created a website to help you find a local concussion expert. So that's a website called concussionclinics.org. And then if you're a coach or you're a parent and you want to find out how to keep your kids safe, go to concussionchecklist.org. That gives you a list of things to be doing. But there's a lot of great resources. Go to our main website, sportslegacy.org, has a lot of information, also access to great books and other films that can really help you understand what's happening, because we're not born understanding our brain. We never even really think about it. And so you actually have to spend some time understanding what's going on.
For more information on concussion treatment and education, you can go to sportslegacy.org. Reporting for The Source, I'm Mark Joffe.